Welcome to the Strength for the Day podcast, which is a daily Bible study with Dennis Fountain. We hope this time together will be challenging, sharpening, uplifting, encouraging, and strengthening to your Christian walk. Thank you for joining us, and we pray you are helped through today's study. Hey, good morning. Welcome to yet another episode of Strength for the Day, and I am looking forward to our study today and to how this is going to help us. If you've been with us in our study, we have been in the book of 1 Kings. Maybe you're new to Strength for the Day. We are excited and glad that you're here with us. Want to encourage you, push this out to somebody else that you think would be a blessing to you, too. And for those that are our regulars, thanks for joining in. And I hope that the last few episodes have been an encouragement. There's kind of a theme that has been taking place as we're working our way through the book of Kings, and that theme is the theme of resisting God's leadership in your life and living in the results of that. We've seen that to be true with Solomon. We've seen it to be true with Rehoboam and then Jeroboam. And then back to Rehoboam in our episode yesterday where we witnessed as the commentary for that generation is they are the most wicked generation up to that point. It's still like that is mind-blowing to me. You would never want that said about you, and yet that's what that generation had said about them. So now we come to the new rule. If you go back to chapter 14, we find that Nadab is ruling in the northern kingdom, and then Abijam, Rehoboam's son, is reigning in the southern kingdom. And so really, while there are some comments about the northern kingdom, much of 1 Kings, I guess it's not much of it. A lot of 1 Kings deals with the southern kingdom and the north as well, but a lot of it dealing with the southern kingdom. And that begins in 1 Kings chapter 15, verse number 1, where we pick up looking at Abijam, who was king over Judah. So this is Rehoboam's son. All right, so Rehoboam, leader of the most wicked generation, him and Jeroboam, and listen to what is said. In the 18th year of King Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, Abijam became king over Judah. So we actually find out now then that Rehoboam died before Jeroboam did. And he reigned 3 years in Jerusalem. So Abijam reigned 3 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Maacah, the granddaughter of Abishalom. Man, I always hate reading these names. I do fine if I'm not being recorded, but when I record, it just goes out the window. Verse number 3, here's the commentary about Abijam. And he walked in all the sins of his father, which he had done before him. His heart was not loyal or at peace with the Lord his God, as was the heart of his father David. So he chose wickedness. He walked in the sins of Rehoboam. His heart was not led by the Lord, not right with the Lord like David's was. Nevertheless, for David's sake, the Lord his God gave him a lamp in Jerusalem by setting up his son after him and by establishing Jerusalem, because David did what was right in the eyes of the Lord and had not turned aside from anything that he had commanded him all the days of his life, except in the matter of Uriah the Hittite. That's the commentary on David's life. David was a man who pursued God and obeyed God fully, except for in the matter of Uriah the Hittite. But here's the commentary on Abijam. He did that was wicked, just like his dad before him. And the only reason he remained on the throne is because God was faithful to David and had told David, I will allow your family to reign. So the only reason God didn't remove Abijam and remove Rehoboam and just remove them completely is because of his grace toward David. Verse number 6. And there was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam all the days of his life. Now the rest of the acts of Abijam and all that he did, are they not written in the book of Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And there was war between Abijam and Jeroboam. So Abijam rested with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David. Then Asa, his son, reigned in his place. Oh, man, when you look at 1 Kings, we're just going to begin getting into the idea that most of the kings that we're going to read about from here on out, it will say that they did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord. They walked in the sins of their father. But I want to kind of lean into that statement. He walked in the sins of his father, which he had done before him. His heart was not right with the Lord, loyal to his God, as was the heart of his father David. He walked in the sins of his father. You know, the title of today's episode is the question, where are you walking? I would also ask, what path are you leaving behind? We're going to read a lot about the kingdoms and those who reign. And one of the common statements that we're going to see is he walked in the ways of his father. When I look at that statement and when I look at the life of Abijam, I see a man who was making a conscious decision to walk according to his father in rebellion toward God rather than walking in a relationship with God. And when I look at that statement, I want to ask myself the question, where am I walking? Am I walking in accordance with God? The idea of walking in accordance with God, what does that mean? The idea is the decisions that I'm making, the conversations that I'm having, the life that I am leading, the thoughts that I allow to be in my mind and my heart, the direction that I'm taking in life, is it a godly direction? Is it a God glorifying direction? Am I walking in the ways of the Lord, or am I walking according to the sins of this world? You see, the sin that Abijam was walking in was the sin of his father, but it was the sin of that culture at the time. They were just doing, the book of Judges summarizes it well, that they were all doing that which was right in their own eyes. And this is before David and all of this, but the children of Israel, even in 1 Kings, they're doing that which is right in their own eyes. They are just pursuing their own lust and their own heart's desire, and they are walking, they are pursuing, they are making decisions that are directed by wickedness. I know our challenge yesterday was understanding that sin is no joke, but today what I want us to be challenged in is we choose which direction we are walking in. And so I choose today to walk in the decisions that are God-honoring, or I choose to walk today in the decisions that are filled with pride and completely for me. And so I want to ask you today, where are you walking? Are you walking in decisions that are God-honoring and glorifying Him and drawing you closer to the Lord and helping you be an impact for God? Are you walking in such a way that your life is pointing people to God, or is your walk a walk like Abijam, that it is contrary to the Lord and you are walking according to the sins of the culture around you and making decisions based on the culture rather than Christ who is within you? I think of the book of 1 Corinthians, where the call was given to the believers at Corinth, where the challenge was, don't adapt to the culture, but adapt to Christ. And remember that even though you live in a wicked culture, you can still walk with God. And so I want to encourage you today, believer, as you think about the life of Abijam, and as we think about the children of Israel during that time, recognize that every day we make the conscious decision of where we walk. And so today you make the conscious decision of how you live. Do you live in accordance to and following after and in line with God and His Word? Or do you live directed by and driven by the culture around us? I want my life to be one that is led by and walking in the ways of God. And I hope that you would make that decision today. Lord, help me not to walk in the sins of culture, but Lord, to walk the way that you would have me to, being led by your decisions. God, help me to walk in your path. Hope that'd be a help to you. We'll pick up our study in 1 Kings 15, verse 9 tomorrow as we see a man who chose to walk in the way of the Lord. And that'll be a help in our next episode. We'll see you then.